Hi, everyone. We're going to wait for some people to join. So, Chubby, this is our time, and Lauren to have some small talk. I am so excited for our webinar today
Me
from
too.
clutter to clarity. We were just talking about how I love the headline of this webinar because I always feel like I'm never organized enough. And I hear from so many people in the industry when they talk about their photos, I've heard people call it dumpster diving and like disorganization, chaos. So I'm excited to talk about how we are addressing kind of solving this clutter to clarity problem today.
I'm
So
excited too. I think
yeah,
it's just a really exciting time for Partyslate. So I think this is coming at a really perfect time to share with the industry just all that we have going on, Chubby, all that your team is working on. So we're really excited too.
great. Well, please, everyone in the chat, you can change it to everyone and just say where you're zooming in from and your name and your company. And we would love to see where everyone's coming from. I see some people from Dallas, Texas, and from Miami, New York City, France. Oh, hi,
Yay. I always love last time we
Colombia.
had Africa. Let's see what the most.
Yeah, Nantucket. My daughter's dying to go to Nantucket, so I may be calling you. Las Vegas, of course, our hometown of Chicago. So many great places. So as you guys are all coming into the Zoom, we had over 500 people register for this webinar, which we were really excited about. I want to just do some quick introductions. Lauren Mandel is our VP of Marketing. And Lauren, give us 2 seconds on how long you've been at the company in your role.
I've been here for almost 7 years, which I think is crazy to even think about. I know. And the role has evolved, but one thing that was born out of the pandemic were webinars. We used to do, we've probably done 100 of these, Julie, at this point. And we stuck with it because the industry loves them and we love giving back to the industry. So my team is events, webinars, social media, all things content. So we're really excited about this one. It's our first product showcase of the year.
Great. Well, thank you, Lauren. You make this all happen. So I appreciate you. I also like to call you our executive producer, pulling all of this together.
I'll
So,
take it. I'll
yeah,
take it.
I've always wanted to have my own TV show. So this is my way of
This
pretending.
is it. This is the starting point. Yeah.
And Chavi, you lead our product team. And from people that aren't from the tech world, why don't you explain kind of the 2 minute overview of what the head of product does here at Party Slate?
Yeah. So, hi everyone. So excited to chat more with everyone today. But I'm Chubby. I lead the product team. I kind of want to use the headline. I also bring clutter, go from clutter to clarity internally for our business a little bit. But no, I
Good.
help take all the great ideas that we hear from everyone on this webinar, plus more, and all the things that we see in data, in feedback, and try to turn that into new solutions for people to help solve their problems. So specifically for us, for our event professionals, and try to drive more value for their business.
Great. And the most challenging part of Chubby's job is she has a lot of stakeholders. So myself included, and I know I'm not always easy to manage, so I apologize in advance. The executives at Party Slate, the employees, the clients, the consumers, the people that actually visit Party Slate, and it's balancing the needs and also bringing our own insights, things you may not even know you need to provide solutions that add value to both our professionals and our consumers. So it's a very challenging job. And I thank you, Chubby, for doing such a good job balancing the needs of everyone and driving the business forward.
Thank you. I love it. I can't imagine doing anything else. And like Lauren, been here for so long that
I know.
this is what I live and breathe now. So I'm excited to chat more today.
Awesome. And one thing I'll say to you, and we're going to be asking for feedback, is we love and crave feedback. And you would be surprised when we hear things from 3 or 4 or 5 event professionals. We will sometimes reach out and say, hey, do you have time for a 30-minute Zoom where we can actually learn more about your needs? And that does drive our roadmap. It drives the things that we build. And I think you can kind of relate to it when you're building a large scale event. You have a lot of stakeholders, you have your clients, you have your vendor partners, your event partners, you have the needs of your business to be profitable. All of those go into how you produce those events and bring your business forward. So that's a good way to think about Chubby's exciting role. So let me jump right in.
Yeah.
I'm going to share my screen
And I'm going to be monitoring the chat
Yeah,
throughout. And I think we'll be asking, we're going to use this as kind of a mini user research section too. So we'll probably ask you guys some questions to put some answers and ideas in the chat. So stay tuned for that and feel free to ask questions throughout, and we'll get to as many as we can.
great. So again, the title of our product showcase is From Clutter to Clarity. Today, we're gonna share some new things we're launching to solve some photo organization challenges for the industry. But we have so many new people. Of the 500 people that registered, I believe about a third of them are new to Partyslate. So I just want to give the 1 minute overview of kind of how I got here. I should have started that I'm the CEO and co-founder of Partyslate, Julie Novak. I hosted my first party in seventh grade, and it feels like yesterday. And I was hooked on the organization of the party, the planning. It was roller skating. That does date me, like old school roller skating. And I just fell in love with hosting and bringing people together from that really, really young age. Fast forward many years after college, I was one of the first people in digital marketing. I fell in love with digital, bringing creative and technology and solutions, and joined a digital agency over 25 years ago called Razorfish, and really went on to run the website group there for many years. But while I was in my digital agency career working with Fortune 500 companies, I hosted over 50 large scale events, corporate events, galas, fundraisers. And being a digital person, I kept wondering, why isn't there something better there for me? I wanted to get inspired from all kinds of events. I wanted the best venues in the country. I was hosting events all over because we had 12 offices. And fast forward, I redesigned my kitchen using Houzz. Many of you are sick of hearing the story, but it is, my girls like to say, why do you spell out Houzz? Houzz. My 16-year-olds, because I can do nothing right. The reason I spell it out is some people aren't familiar with this website, but it was a great place to get inspired, to see ideas, but more importantly, find a kitchen designer, find someone that can help me with landscaping. I was new to the suburbs. I had never had a yard before. So this is the place where content and community and many years later, commerce came together. And when I first used it, I felt like lightning struck and I became obsessed. I actually designed the first version of Partyslate in PowerPoint. It wasn't pretty, based on what Houzz looked like.
We'll
And I,
show it on a future product showcase.
yeah, it's actually not that bad for being
No,
designed.
it's not. No.
Yeah, you event designers on the call would probably be like, Julie, don't quit your day job. But I dreamt out loud for probably 5 years. I registered Partyslate URL. I think it was like 5 years before I started Partyslate. And John Harrow, my co-founder, and I worked together at digital agencies and a mobile SaaS company. And I kept dreaming out loud, and John kept helping me refine behind the scenes. I finally quit my job after my husband's like, you got to do this. Stop talking, go do it. I was very scared, quit my high paying executive job and started Partyslate about 10 years ago. John joined me 9 months later as my co-founder, and we built it from there after raising venture capital money and having 50 employees, 9 years later. So very excited. And really, the original vision is the same. We really wanted to help this industry become better digital marketers, make it easier to grow your digital presence and grow your business. And so within seconds, you can create a beautiful portfolio page to complement your website and your Instagram. You can get featured in our really, really high trafficked SEO optimized directory. And now you can organize and search your own photos, which we're going to show you today, and post to Instagram in seconds. So the vision really hasn't changed. The biggest difference we're going to talk about today is the digital marketing tools that we're adding to our marketplace. So a couple milestones, and I don't want this to be all about Partyslate. I want this to be about the solutions we're building, but I am incredibly proud of our team. We hit a new all-time high traffic in January. All our SEO work is paying off. Over the last 12 months, over 3.5 million people have visited partyslate.com. And then January is also our best month for inquiries, up 50% from last year. And our new Partyslate Weddings is a bestseller on Amazon. I will admit, in the bestseller category for event books, but I will tell
It
you,
counts. It
it
counts.
counts. I
Yeah.
mean, no one thinks this is going to, yes, it's not selling 5 million copies, but what we've really been pleasantly surprised about is event professionals and planners all over, especially the ones that have been featured, have been buying these as gifts for for their clients. And we believe if we can help your clients be smarter and ask better questions and better understand the nuances and complexities of what you do and how to plan a large scale wedding, that they will be a better client and have a better outcome with their event. So I'm really proud. And Lauren, you and your team, this was like a year and a half of work, and we
Yeah.
leveraged of the 3 million photos on Partyslate, some of the most beautiful photos in this book.
Yeah, and it really was a labor of love, and it'll be a slow burn, but millions of people get engaged every year forever. So it's something that's an evergreen resource. And thank you to so many of you on this call where we were able to leverage your beautiful work to help tell this story. So it's a really amazing accomplishment.
And Crate and Barrel will be selling this book in the registry. So
Correct? Yeah.
very, very excited. So the big news of today is that we launched a new modern AI-driven photo management solution for industry. And what I found early on when I started Partyslate, we started helping people build their profile pages. And I started to say, like, how do you organize your photos? And I'd get this like blank stare look, and they're like, well, some are in Dropbox, some are on Flickr, some are here, some are there. And there was a real frustration on how to get all these photos sent over by our photographers, which we appreciate more than you know, that it was these Dropbox tools weren't really meant to manage hundreds of thousands of photos. And so what we're trying to do is what we started at the beginning. The biggest difference is your public profile is for your best of your best, your portfolio you want to share with the public. But what we're really focusing on is creating this private place called Content Library, where you can actually store your private photos, the photos of the events that you're not allowed to share, or even your headshots, or putting in those food shots, your iPhone photos. It's a way to get all your photos so that you can easily search them with our AI photo recognition technology.
And I just put in the chat, we'll like sort of prompt throughout, but we're curious, how do you all organize or not organize your photos today? Do you use Dropbox? Are you using a combination of tools? Do you use nothing?
Yeah.
So we'd love to hear from you throughout the presentation.
Yes, and we've done a lot of research with the industry. So many of you completed our survey, and we have found the vast majority use kind of cloud storage platforms. And again, let's put photographers aside for a second because that's their business. But Dropbox, Google, Apple Photos, and then a very small percentage are using what we're calling a digital asset management tool, or a DAM. I hate that name, but that's what the industry calls it. And we're excited to help make this process easier. But before I jump into a demo and show you what we've built, Chavi, I would love to hear what you've been hearing, because you've done probably hundreds of customer interviews.
Yeah.
We've had a survey out there, and you probably know more than anyone on what you're hearing from the industry.
Yeah, I'd like to think so, but we've done so many surveys and talked to so many people. I think majority of my team's role has been over the last year just making sure we really understand the pain points acutely for this. And we've listened, and I'm so excited for the solutions we've launched and more that are to come too. We've heard, Julie, you said some of this. It's like some people don't have the photos, and our platform already helps do that, and that's why they love Partyslate, right? Through credits they get the photos, but the ones that they haven't uploaded or don't have, those are all just so disorganized often in their Dropbox or in their computer. If you have multiple team members, some might have it on their computer, then they might not be in the shared drive. It's messy. I think photographers do it best. We've heard that photographers tend to be a little bit more organized,
It
but
is their business, right?
it
So
is their business.
they have to be organized.
It
Yes.
is. It
But
is.
I've actually even heard challenges from photographers that, yes, they have the photos and the search capability, whether it's PicTime or Illustrator, whatever photo platform they're using, but sometimes they don't have the credits connected to that photo, at least not easily connected. So we hear some challenges, but the majority of the challenges are for the non-photographers, just making sense of how to not just dump it into Dropbox. That's pretty easy, but how do you get to that right photo of the synchronized swimmer in Palm Beach, and you kind of know where it is, and an intern starts, or a social media person, and then you're the gatekeeper of this institutional knowledge.
That's what we hear again and again. There's always that one person in every company that's everyone's go-to to be like, hey, do you remember, do you have something, an example for this? And this person is now distracted from their day-to-day to go have to find this crazy photo that is in their mental Rolodex from like years and years and years ago. And so, they're whoever is on the team, they're trying to find something for like a client call. The client might be like, "Hey, have you ever done something around, I don't know, red and gold baseball theme?" I'm making stuff up. And they're having to go through years and years of photos to be like, "I know I did something. Where is that photo? Like, how do I find it?" Or maybe there's something on social media coming up. Maybe Easter's coming up, right? And you want to post and you're like, "I know I did a really cool pastel event. I will need to be able to find it. Where was that? That was 2022 April." Like you're going back and trying to figure it out. We want to make all that a lot easier. We want to make it easy for you to find that perfect photo for a client, for social media, for whatever you might need it for. We have a solution in mind. Julie, if you go to the next slide.
Yep.
So this year, as Julie mentioned, we are creating a breakthrough photo management solution. And it's what makes us unique is we are making a solution specific to the events industry. We know there's things like Dropbox and others like that, but we know about events. We know what you need to see in a photo, in an album, etc. We are already organized in a specific way, so you can get rid of that mental load. We're kind of doing that all for you. We have the credits. We know who's worked on the event. We have a way to do that. We know these problems better than anyone else. And the best part is a lot of content is already on Partyslate. A lot of people are already using Partyslate for the public profile. So a lot of people already have a ton of their content on Partyslate. It's now just getting the rest and being able to use it in new ways, Julie, like you said, for other parts of your digital marketing. We go to the next slide, Julie. So
I feel like we need a drum roll here.
Oh, I know.
We need a little emoji.
Yeah. I don't know how to do sound effects. So Lauren, next one. We'll do.
Next one. Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun. So introducing content library is what we're calling it. And this is where we go from clutter to clarity, which is what we're all talking about today, right? Some of you might have already played with content library. We're currently in what we're calling beta, meaning everyone has access to this in Partyslate. And we're going to walk through all of it later and demo how exactly it works. Julie, if you go to the next slide, we'll actually kind of dig in a little bit. But content library is now the place where you can go and store, organize, search all of your event photos. We want to, like I said, help you reduce the mental load. And we're going to do most of the organization for you. We're using AI. We're using what we know about events to help make things organized and easy to find. We want to make it easier for you to, attract clients using your best work or close that client that you have that's really looking for something specific that you can do. And we want to help you spend majority of your time doing what you all got into this business to put on memorable events, right? We want to help you streamline a lot of these other parts of your workflow. And so what we've recently launched is with Content Library, you can now add a full archive of all of your photos. Those of you that are already familiar with Partyslate know that you can already have, content that you can show on your public profile that is shown in our beautiful directories, etc. But now we have this concept of private content, meaning you can upload content to Partyslate that's just for you and your team to use. Maybe it's not something that you want to show publicly, but it is, it might be an older event or something that you maybe don't have the rights to show, whatever it might be. You want that all on Partyslate, and we still allow you to search through all of that content. So you can still search through that private content, that public content to find that perfect photo every time.
Awesome. I'm really excited. I think it actually is easier to show them what
I know. Yeah, it is.
about it. So I'm really glad we did this setup just to share context. And I know there's some questions that we're going to get to, but let me do the demo first.
Yeah, I was going to wait and then we can pull up some questions.
Yeah. Okay, so just to lay the context setting. So the Garrity is a large raw space in Chicago owned by Kehoe Designs. And the reason I'm using this as an example is they have over 153 events. Many of them are credited, over 7,000 photos already on their profile page. And so I think it's going to be an easy way to show. And for those of you who are new to Partyslate, this is just a typical venue page where you can actually scroll through. You can add an announcement feature. You can see, you want to screen out some of the looky-loos, some pricing information. You can have a virtual tour for the venues or a video welcoming them. And then for event spaces, this is a really popular area where you can actually if you have 6 different event spaces, you can map all of this out. And then this is the area, again, this is where the business started. this real events gallery. So if someone is coming in and looking for bar mitzvah inspiration, or they're looking for to do a rehearsal dinner or corporate events, you can actually click through all these real time with your clients, or if they find us through the directory, something sparks their interest. Yeah, I could picture my event here, and they contact you. So again, this is the profile page. This is where it started. The one unique thing I will say is you can actually have this exposed network. So any of the event planners that have worked at the Garrity will actually show up here, and you can actually see the events that they've done together. So when you talk about event specific, you're not going to get this type of thing in Dropbox or Google Drive. The events connecting through credits, that's kind of a unique insight and the way the industry works, and that we've brought into Partyslate. So again, this is just a little reminder. People can contact you directly. There's a free profile. This is a paid profile that's built out and elevated in the directory to get more eyeballs, more inquiries. There's many different options. So I want to set that context, because this is what you can think of as our front of house. This is for those of you that worked in restaurants, this is the front of house. This is where the public can come, your event partners can come. And to go to Partyslate Pro, you click on Edit Profile. Now you're in the back of house area. So the back of house, or Partyslate Pro, is where you manage your profile and also get additional value, the photo management that Chubby set up. So you can quickly get back to your profile here. You can see your inquiries. Chubby's going to talk about this later. We definitely want you to submit feedback, but this is where I like to even say, like, my mom could do this. So, you can add your testimonials here. They're really easy. You can add your videos, your event gallery. Within seconds, you can actually, move a thing. This is the live profile, so I won't move anything. And you just click this little add button, and you can add content to your public profile. So again, this is, I would call it easier editing in a private area, as opposed to what we had last year, which is editing right in your public profile page. So again, this is context setting to, yes, you can edit your profile in Partyslate Pro. We think it's much better and easier. The new value that we've added, which I'm really excited about, and I've been hearing about this for 10 years since I started the company, is now you can have almost a visual AI-driven Dropbox on Partyslate. So now you can actually put private content. So you'll see there's a big cross here that this is not on your public profile. This Guardians of Hope event, this take a glamour, maybe because it was a repeat, or the client wouldn't let them show it. So you can have your event albums when you add them, and you can go right to Dropbox. You actually, right here from your Dropbox or your files, you can add it to your public profile, or as a default, it's going to be private in your private Dropbox-like visual photo management. Chubby, jump in if I'm missing anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Keep going, Julie. I think you're
Okay,
doing
so
good.
I'll just say that, and you might say, well, Julie, Dropbox works. Yes, it's a pain in the ass, but Dropbox it's good enough for me. I don't feel like moving things over. The reason why we think it's, of course, I'm biased, but why it's worth your while is we have added an AI layer of image recognition and a share to Instagram, and soon more filtering that's going to make it easier to get those right photos at the right time at your fingertips.
And
so
we're getting really quick, Julie, we're getting a bunch of questions that we'll hold on, but one that I think is really important as you're showing me is these photos are not AI generated. These are the Garrity's photos. So you're actually going to be searching your own photo archive.
Yes.
And pulling them up, and Julie's going to go through how you can download them and use them on social. So these would be your own photos, your catalog.
So if you think about like wedding aisles, let's say you want to post a wedding aisle, or you have a client coming in like, hey, at the Garrity, it seems like it's kind of a big raw space. I can't imagine like a really intimate wedding aisle with beautiful lighting, and show me what it looks like. So you can type in wedding aisle, and instantly all your wedding aisles will come up. And the AI component, just to be clear, that's a really good question. These are all real events. There's other platforms out there that can help you create AI, generated images for mood boards. And that's something we're really excited about too. But first and foremost, clients buy with their eyes. They want to see actual events that they've done in your space, or actual events that you've produced, to prove that, yeah, I could see myself working with you, or to help with the kind of ideation process, even after you've signed on a client.
Yeah.
It might
One
be
thing, Julie, Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. One thing I
I
was
was
going
just say it might be Valentine's Day and you want to do a pink
to,
photo, or someone wants to do a disco themed event and you can
And
put in.
Julie and Chubby, are these manually tagged or are they AI
that's what
tagged?
I was going to get to, Lauren. That's
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly what I was
we're
going to
getting, keep the questions
AI.
coming. We're getting great
Okay, so
questions.
these are all, and I'm so close to it that like I understand how it works. So I'm so glad you
say.
guys are helping me with this, but they're all AI generated tags and descriptions. So picture this photo. If you were to turn the photo around, you can't actually do it, but maybe one day, we have driven our trained AI, let's just call them bots. They're not really bots, but an AI algorithm to look at every photo and say to AI, what do you see in this photo? Do you see a dance floor? And we've prompted the AI, trained the AI, it's almost like training a puppy to look for industry specific things like dance floor, like, again, father, daughter. Oh, I'm not going to spell this right.
Yeah.
Daughter, dance.
I'll add on to that, Julie. This
Yeah.
is why we're so uniquely positioned. We
Yeah.
know from being in the events industry for so long, we know what kind of thing like clients are looking for. You know, we know things like colors, tablescapes, certain elements in an event, themes, etc. We know all of these things. And so we are able to use AI really intelligently to help get all of those things back about every photo, about every album. So no one has to. We might have the ability in the future to be able to add manual things if you want, but no one really has to do a lot of that manual tagging yourself. So Garrity did not do anything for any of these photos. We did it using AI, and that's how the search is working.
Yeah.
So
So
it's
again,
such a time saver. I mean, all we hear constantly is how valuable time is, and this is something that can save you hours and hours of manual photo tagging time that will just give you that time back for your business.
yeah. So just as an example, the Garrity is a big indoor raw space. And unlike you folks in LA in the South, it is cold in Chicago. So it is very rare that, we're doing a lot of tented events. Yes, in the summer we do have some tented events, but not as often as in Colorado, et cetera. But let's say that Garrity remembered, oh, we did that tented event for this fashion designer in Chicago. They don't remember what year it was. They could just put in tent and they'll find this beautiful event. And then let's say they wanted to post it to social media. It was the 5-year anniversary of this really high profile event designer that they hosted at the Garrity. You can easily download that photo and automatically generate Instagram formatted credits. And you can generate it. Some people like hashtags, some people don't like hashtags. It's up to you. But what we're doing is seeing what are the high trending hashtags. And if you don't like them, you can regenerate them or you can use your own hashtags. But let's say you're going to use our hashtags that are automatically generated. You can copy that. And then you, in a second, go to
And Julie and Chevy, are those high res photos when you download them?
They are, yes.
That was another question we got. So you can have that reliable photo to make sure it's good quality when you're posting as well.
Yeah, so this is that tented photo that I posted. For photographers, we never add filters, right? We respect your work too much to add filters. And we immediately, within seconds, can you guys still see my screen? Yeah.
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 Yeah, these are the credits. These are the AI generated hashtags. And then I can write 2 seconds of a post. And then who knows, maybe one day we'll give you a suggested post and then you can share that on Instagram.
It's
So
so amazing.
what used to take me, I mean, I really think it used to take me like 5 to 20 minutes just to find the photo and then to get the credits. It is incredibly challenging.
I
Um,
think one thing we're getting a couple questions about how the AI is trained and like
yeah,
how we know our AI is, maybe more advanced when it comes to event industry terminology and
yes.
tags. Can you guys talk a little bit about that? Because it really, the more photos that are added, the more the AI is trained and the more
I
reliable.
did the training myself. Not just kidding. I don't know how it works.
It's just Julie.
But yeah, I'm going to have Chavi talk more about this.
Okay.
But when you think about going to Chat GPT, just as an example, you want to write an Instagram post, you want to write a note to your employees, a year-end summary. You can put content in, and then you can say make it more casual. Then you can say make it shorted, make it bullet points. So each time ChatGPT is getting to know your style. And the next time I go in to do it, it's going to remember it's institutional knowledge. It's going to remember these things I did to train it. So what Party Slate did is train it on themes, types of events. We told it not to do things like interior design terms. So not only training what to look for, but also what not to look for in making descriptions. So that's my 101 version. Chubby, you probably have a
I
202.
think Julie,
That was
that's
good.
the
Yeah.
perfect version. And this is also a little bit of our secret sauce. I'm going to be mindful of how much I share, but I think Julie, what you
Did I give away too much?
is no, I think
Yeah.
what you said is perfect. I just want to reiterate, like we've been in this industry for so long. We've all been, Julie doing your events in seventh grade. We've been in the events world as well. And so we know what clients look for. We know what you as a professional want to highlight. And so we have our AI looking at those elements, thinking about those things, ignoring certain things, emphasizing certain things, ranking certain things, and using that to prioritize what's going to be shown in this search. There was
And also,
another,
we have the thumbs up, thumbs down. Don't forget. So
Right.
we are constantly looking for what's working and what's not working. And every once in a while, I will not lie to you. Let's say out of 100 searches, one search will be like, that was way off.
Yeah.
And we learn, like, why was that so off? And sometimes the AI that's looking sees something that even the naked eye doesn't see, like a little invitation that has the word gala on it that we couldn't see. And
Mhm.
that's why it's pulling it up. So we're constantly refining our prompts and how the AI works to make it better and better.
I think
yeah,
one example, just that we were all so impressed by, is the word charger. If you put the word charger into ChatGPT, it would have a plug with a little thing that you put into the outlet. It would be a phone charger, right? If you put charger, if you have charger, oh, look at that.
Yeah.
So this RAI, because it's event industry based, knows that a charger is a plate. So that is such a cool example of how RAI is just different than anyone else or
Yeah.
any other AI that's out there.
Yeah. And I
there
think,
was there
oh,
was
go ahead. Go ahead.
There was another question related to, how do we pick which photos to show here? Are all photos that match that search shown or not? And the way this works is that all your photos are up for potentially being shown here. We show the ones that we think are the best match to what you're searching for up top. We give that a little bit more weight, and things that are a little bit maybe not chargers, or maybe if you had like pink chargers or something like that, things that are maybe pink will start showing up later. That might not be chargers. So we have this kind of ranking. All your photos will show up if they're a good match, but how they're ranked varies based on how good of a fit we think it is.
And
I
we've
mean,
gotten a bunch of questions about the
yeah.
availability of these features, which is really cool to hear. The goal of a beta, and then Chevy add on, the goal of a beta and a best practice is to get as much feedback and input and usage as possible so we can keep iterating and optimizing, adding more features. Like we're going to preview our roadmap in a second, so you can see what's coming next. But we need your feedback. We need you guys to be using this, telling us what you think. And our ultimate goal is obviously to add value for our premium members. So we just want to learn. This is brand new. It just, is out there, in the last couple days. So there's a lot more to come. But right now, we would love everybody to be using it as much as you can.
Yeah.
And we
So
do encourage you to put all your content on here. That it makes a stronger search for you. If more of your content is on here, you're going to be able to get more results and have an easier time finding that specific thing. This is only searching for your content that you have on Partyslate. This is not searching for anyone else's. This is like Julie's example, just a Garrity and Garrity's photo that either they have uploaded or that they have been tagged in, that they've been credited in. So both of those are shown in search.
yeah, so one thing I have gotten questions about is, the difference between the event albums here in Content Library and Edit My Profile. So the easiest way to think about this, and we've had a lot of discussions about the best way to position it, is when you're in the Edit My Profile, these are all the things that are publicly shown on your profile. This is where you can rearrange. I want this first. I want this second. I want to change the cover photo here. You can go right into it. So this is the best way to think about that area is I'm actually editing what people can see on my profile. Your content library is really that archive of all your content. So I think it's best to upload it first to your content library and then decide if you want to publish it. You can actually really easy. For example, this one is hidden. You can just click right here, add to, I won't do it, add to public profile. If you're credited by mistake, you could say this is not my work. It rarely happens, but sometimes you're credited by mistake, or you can actually view this full album. And so this section is really your archive with both public and private. And then when you go down here to edit my profile, that's just the content that is being publicly shown to market your business through our highly trafficked directory and your profile page.
That's such an important explanation. I think before we move on, there's some questions, Chubby, about, is the goal to post all of your photos to Partyslate and to, is there a maximum storage for Partyslate Pro? Is there a maximum number of photos you can add? Can you talk a little bit about that and the ultimate goal of adding your photos here?
Yeah, that's what I was touching on a little bit before, but yes, you should. You should add more and more of your content. This tool search becomes more powerful as you have more content on here. Right now, there's no limit of how much content you can add to this content library. We have different packages that Julie can talk more about that we'll talk about later around what you show on your public profile. But in here in content library, you can add all of your content as much as you want. There's no maximum of how many photos you can have in an album or how many albums you can have. We want people to find value. We want people to use this and help make a better product. So there's no maximum restrictions right now.
Yeah.
And private albums do show up when you're searching. So even if you mark it, that's the kind of the whole goal. Like you can upload private content, you might have credited albums, you have all these different types of content, but they all show up in your search results.
One other thing I'll add, someone had asked me about is, let's say you have an event from 10 years ago. You want to add it to your private archive because you might use it for pitches or you might use it for social media, but you don't want it on your public profile. You can add your credits, like the photographer, the venue, etc. It will not notify them. You know how sometimes you've been credited on Partyslate, and people always like that. Oh, someone's marketing on my behalf. When it's in your private archive, no one is going to be notified because we know some of your albums, like maybe from the 1980s, that kind of dates me. You don't want, the whole team to be like, oh, wow, I've just been credited on this album. You aren't credited or notified, your partners of being credited until it is launched to your public profile page. So I think that's an important nuance because I don't want anyone to feel like, oh, if I put all my content here, it's going to you do these mass notifications to people. It won't unless, and again, I don't think it's a bad thing, you decide to publish more of that content to your public profile page.
Julie, I want to highlight two things again, just because we've shown a lot. So I want to just reiterate a couple things. So you're in content library right now. If you click into event albums, that's where you are. Here's where you can see all of your content, both private and public. The stuff that's private will have that little X in front of it. But Julie, can you click on the three dots again?
Yes.
Right. So if you upload something here, you can simply just click remove from public profile. That's not going to be shown anywhere on your profile on partyslate.com. It's just here for you to see and use. So that's where all your private content goes. And then Julie, will you click on search my photos again?
Sure.
And then here, like I said, you can search for everything. And we're going to show some screenshots of this, but there were some questions around like, can I see dates of, when these albums were, et cetera. You can actually click into your albums and there's an event date in there, but we're going to be adding filters through here really soon, really, really soon. In the next couple of weeks, you're going to see some filters added. One of those filters is to be able to filter by date range because we've gotten that feedback a lot that people want to be able to search for things, but maybe only filter for things that they did in the last year. Maybe we don't want to post on social media things that are older than that. So we are going to be adding more filters on there. It's a good segue. We can get into
It's a good segue. Yeah.
The combination of the searchability and the filters, I think, are really where the power is going to come in. And then the ability to seamlessly share, which I know is coming next, with whoever stakeholders you need to, whether it's clients or event partners or even within your own team. That's really what we're building in next. So I think, Chubby, maybe this is a good segue to talk about what we're building next. And then we can go back if we want to show where these features are going to be.
We're already getting such good ideas too. I will say if there's something like I love the favorite feature, like that's such a cool idea. If you do have ideas, you can share them in the chat if you'd like. You can share them directly with us or after the webinar as well.
Yeah, and some questions around multiple profiles and stuff. Right now, each profile has its own content library, so you wouldn't be able to search across venues if you have multiple venues yet. But we love getting feedback like that because those are things we can definitely iterate into. So please.
And again, this is a beta. This is like the very first iteration. Like the product team, Chubby, your team churns things out so quickly once we get the foundation set. So we're really excited. I mean, you're showing it right now, actually. But
we just, in the product world, you just put a beta flag on something to let people know it might be broken because we're turning things out so quickly. So we love hearing that feedback too. If you find something, not so perfect, but yes, we are trying to move quickly on this and learn quickly. That's kind of the goal. So we focused most of this quarter launching, this AI search that we just showed, private storage to be able to kind of upload content outside of just your profile. We have some search filters and enhancements that we'll do a sneak peek in a minute. And all of that has been launched or will be launching in the next couple of weeks. After that, we're going to be shifting gears to what we've heard from a lot of you is what you might want to be able to do with this content that you just search, right? After you search, now what? People want to be, we have one workflow which is you can, get the credits, you can get the hashtags, and you can post on social media. That's one. And then the other workflow we hear a lot about is wanting to be able to share a group of those photos. In the search, maybe you have these 5 photos, click, click, click. You want to be able to collect those and share those with a client or share those with, I don't know, someone that approves your social media. There's a lot of different use cases we've heard about those, but that's what we're looking into next, making it super easy for you to be able to share groups of photos or collections that are private, and what that looks like. And so more to come on that. And this is where I'll also give you guys an opportunity. If there's other, I guess we'll say, I'd love to hear from you how you might share certain things. So if you guys have ideas of how you share photos today or how you might use search and who you might want to be able to share with, throw those in the chat as well. We'll take those into consideration as we build this next round.
Awesome.
We'll
Let me
go
go
to
to the next slide.
Yes. So this is what I was referencing and trying to let you guys use your imaginations and search, but we have a picture of it because it's coming really soon. We've heard after, you do a search, people want to be able to maybe look for white florals in a specific album or in a specific time range, or maybe you only want those vertical photos that you can post on Instagram. So we have a lot of these different filters that we're building and launching, and you'll be able to kind of narrow down your search even more to find that, we like to say, like needle in the haystack, like that perfect photo that's going to meet your what's in your brain. So I'm really
Yeah,
excited.
and
I'm really excited for that. Yeah.
I'm curious to ask the our guests here on the Zoom, what do you filter on today, or what would help you filter? So I have heard, date range or year. We do take that information when you post it, you add the year. I've heard people say fall, winter. Those are more of can the AI see that it's a fall photo,
Mhm.
or can they see that it's summer? Some of those things are a little bit more difficult, but in the chat, if you have any things that you would like to be able to filter for, this is what we're doing. We've already done many, many research sessions on this, but this is our 1.0 version of filters.
Yep. Love it. Yeah, let's get those going in there. Awesome. So that's all a lot of the new things that are coming in our content library, photo management solution space. Julie also started talking about kind of our bread and butter, so to say, has been more of like the profile that Julie's shown. And we've been
Before you jump in, Chubby, there's
yeah.
a lot of great ideas, things that we have built in. So people want to search by venue, that's by partner.
Yes.
So right, so that would be in there in that filter.
Coming. Yeah.
Yes.
Location is, I've heard I want to see all my Florida events. I want to see all my events in Chicago. There's so many different ways you can slice and dice the content. And it's a combination of the AI plus the information we collect when you upload your album.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yep.
Also, Thomas, thank you for saying that this is going to be a game changer. We think it's going to be a game changer, so we're excited for all of you guys to use it.
Awesome.
You made my day. Thank you, Tom.
So this is all back of the house, so to say, as Julie was saying, and we've been making great improvements actually to the front of the house as well. We have a brand new venue profile that we're going to be launching soon. We have spent the last few months really talking to consumers, like your clients, thinking about what is most important to them when they're searching for a venue. How do we order things correctly? How do we make it super easy to find what they need about a venue and contact even more? And so we have a beautiful venue profile that we've been testing over the last couple of weeks. We'd like to do something called an A/B test, meaning you can test an old version and a new version and see which one is going to be better in data. So we can get to like statistical significance. I'm just going to sound nerdy now, but we've been testing that and we've seen great improvements through this. And so we are so excited to launch this. Some key things about this new venue profile is it's faster than ever before, and Google loves page load speed. So this is going to boost SEO. This is going to help us rank higher. We are so excited about that number one change.
It's like way faster. Like our
Like
team in the
way
office
faster.
did a side by side, and there were like audible gasps in the office because it was so impressive. So that is
Technology has
really
changed
amazing.
so much over the years, right? And so now we can apply some new technologies to this, and have it be look and feel faster. Again, like I said, we've talked to so many consumers and highlighted exactly what they're looking for in the place they have. We've kind of changed the navigation, we've changed the order of things. All the same content can still be shown as you can today. It's just prioritized a little bit better, and it's easier for someone to kind of quickly scan and get what they need to out of this. And my favorite part is it is more consumer friendly, or sorry, mobile friendly than ever before. It
Big
is
difference.
so beautiful in mobile. And as we all know, more and more people are searching on mobile. Gen Z, other like their generation is more and more searching on mobile. So it's really important to be mobile first. And so this profile, I like, that's my favorite part. It is seamless and mobile. So we're really excited about that launching very soon. I think next week. So.
Can't wait.
And I will say this is just venue profile, I guess. Sorry, one more thing really before we switch gears.
Yeah.
It's venue profile that we built. We wanted to we'd like to build iteratively. So we wanted to get that out, learn from it. And the team's already working on non-venue profiles. So if you're an event planner, if you're a DJ, et cetera, like those profiles are also being worked on. And they'll look and feel more like this too. They have a little subtle differences that we're kind of refining, but those will launch in the next month or so.
Amazing. And I love the A/B test because it's very scientific on, there's a lot of opinions on the profile pages, and we want to make sure that for the consumer, for the people that are looking for a venue, looking for a planner, looking for a photographer, that they see the information they need to add you to their short list and either go to your website or contact you through Partyslate.
So we're running up on time. So we wanted to leave you with a couple of opportunities. The first, we've talked about this already. This is in beta, which means it's the very beginning of what we're planning on offering in the coming months. Please use it. I'm overwhelmed and really excited about the ideas that I'm even seeing in the chat right now. So if you have more ideas as you're using it, add your content, search, play around with all the different features that Julie and Chevy were just demoing. You really are going to help shape the product into a product that you want for your business. So you can see right here when you log in and you're in your Partyslate Pro homepage, there's a little submit feedback. It'll pull up a really simple form. And please don't hold back. We want all the feedback, like Chevy was saying earlier. If you go to the next slide, we also want to show you more about how this works. Julie did an amazing demo, but there's so much more to show about how you can really unlock the full potential of Partyslate now. Content library is in beta, Search My Photos is in beta, but we have so many exciting things with our directory. Chevy was just showing the profile page. So you can scan this. We'll be following up with the recording as always, and we can reach out to you directly. But if you'd like to schedule a demo, we would love to show you more and show you how you can really unlock the full potential of Partyslate.
And one thing I'll say is, the focus of this was content library and what we're building, but I will say we think the two work together. If you have all your content at your fingertips, it's easier to update your profile page. As your profile page is richer and more up to date, you'll get more conversions. And if you're elevated in the directory, you'll get more traffic. So the two do work together. But if you're largely interested in playing around with photo management, let us give you a quick demo of it and help you get started. If you want some more hand-holding, we do have a photo posting service and a customer success team. We have different levels of support. Obviously, we are a business, so we do charge for our services and for additional access to our consumers. But there is a lot of options that are very easy to get started with, and there's a lot of free value that you can play around with today.
Great. And lastly, we're just going to keep the momentum going with our webinars. Sonal Shah, who's an absolutely incredible event planner, she's really international, plans some of the most beautiful events and has been in the industry for a really long time. She's going to be chatting with Julie on April 1st. So that invitation is going to be coming out, I believe, early next week. And we would love for you to keep joining us on these webinars. Our goal is to share new, exciting information, not just about Partyslate, but about the industry, things that can really help grow your business and that are interesting to all of you guys.
Awesome. I think that is it, but I will go back to, if you want to schedule a demo, you can either email us the invite we sent, or you can scan this QR code. You know how to find us. we'd be happy to talk to you. But there, Lauren, were there some other questions that we could address from the audience?
You know, the most recent is just a lot of excitement, which is great. And I think
Okay.
we really tried to answer as many. We did get one question about credits, and just making sure, Julie, maybe you can talk about just our priority of credits always, no matter what we're building, especially around, photography and the ownership of that photography. So talk to us a little bit about how, Search My Photos and Content Library still encourages, and really requires crediting when you're
Yeah.
using these
I mean,
photos.
one of our core values when we talk about these photos is that, we kind of look at our website and our platform as kind of a modern art museum, and your photos and your videos are the art. And behind the art, there are artists and creators. And we, again, unlike Dropbox and unlike other kind of mass market or even other wedding platforms, we do require that, when you go in your public profile, that you have your credits there. Do you have to have 20 credits? No, that's completely up to you. But we always say you must include the photographer. You must include the photographer, and you really, really should. I don't know why you wouldn't include kind of the big five, which is venue, decor, if there's a caterer, of course, the planner. We think, as far as social media, the more credits, the better. But in
Mhm.
some cases, do you have to credit every, the cotton candy guy? Nothing against the cotton. I have a friend who's a cotton candy business, but that's up to you. You pay these vendors and you decide who you want to credit. But if you have a really, high profile venue planner and photographer, when you tag those things, number one, on Partyslate, you must do it. But on Instagram, it gives you 3, 4, 5 times the reach by crediting those people because there's a good chance they may reshare it or more people in their following will see your content. So we believe they deserve the credit, but we also believe it's good marketing.
And for Partyslate at least, we will never post your work on Instagram. Like you'll see, we at least post what Julie just mentioned. But if the cotton candy is visible in the photo that we're posting, we credit the cotton candy company. So we want to make sure that we give credit where credit's due. Like we are so impressed constantly with the content that we see coming in from this industry. And consumers want to know who made that cotton candy, who made that beautiful floral arrangement. So we want to make sure that we give them answers they want.
And one
Yes.
thing I'll add, you can credit that are people that are not on Partyslate. That was a question that was asked
Yeah.
as well. We're a growing marketplace, so we continue to add new professionals like you on our platform. And once we do, we match those credits, and all of a sudden, your profile is already built because you have those credited albums now show up on your profile. So you can, if you're using Partyslate, add people that are not currently on Partyslate. We will get them on there, and we'll
I was
give
going
them
to say, tell them to join. Why
credit.
are they not on Partyslate?
Yeah, or you can ask them to join and get their credits.
And just as an example for those people that are new, this is the public profile. So you can have really a fun title. This is almost like a little blog entry. You can put a
Mhm.
description. You can, again, if you're working with Partyslate using our photo management, we'll do all this for you, the photo posting. But it's very easy on the left-hand side. You add the venue, the florals, the catering, and these gold buttons mean that they have a profile page. So then you can go right to their profile page. If it's not gold, we will invite them to join Partyslate and create a free profile page if they're not already on there. So I just wanted to show that for the people that have not seen that before.
Well, I think that's a great place to end. That was a lot of information. So we'll be following up with the recording. We have another amazing webinar coming up. You may see some emails coming out from us. And most importantly, please go try it. Give us your feedback. I already took a bunch of notes just looking at what was in the chat, with a lot of new ideas. So we just appreciate your feedback, your input always, and we're excited to keep sharing with you.
Yeah, and just to wrap it up, people, have asked me when I started Partyslate, kind of the original, the mission behind it. And I really do believe that life is short. And what I love about this industry is, we help people around the world really celebrate the moments that matter. And you guys are on the side of the dance floor creating these lifelong memories. And we know how hard you work. And when it comes to digital marketing, you don't have a team of 10 people doing SEO and website updates every week and organization of your Dropbox. And sometimes you only have an intern, or sometimes you have a borrowed resource that, rotates every 6 months. If we can make this centralized repository and this really easy to update profile page, you can spend more time doing the things that you love to do, which is creating these magical experiences and these memories for your clients. So let us help you with the part of the digital marketing. I know you have a love-hate relationship with social media and your website. We know how important it is, and let us help you make it a little bit easier. so you're not left behind.
Let us help you take it from clutter to clarity.
Oh, no, that was perfect. Thank you, Chubby, for that
Yes,
mic
yes.
drop. Yes.
On that note,
Thank you guys so much. We appreciate your time, and please, please give us feedback. And we're excited to keep making these updates weekly, monthly to provide more value to the industry.
thanks everyone.
Thank you.